Tonight's story is quiet. Nothing will jump out. Nothing will chase anyone. Nothing terrible happens. But something is always there. At the end of a narrow hallway in a small house that looked like any other, there was a room that was never empty. It didn't matter whether the door was open or closed. It didn't matter whether the light was on or off. The room always felt occupied. The people who lived in the house never spoke about it directly. They didn't need to. Everyone felt it in their own way. A pause at the doorway, a hesitation before turning off the lights, a sense that you were entirely alone. The room used to be a guest bedroom. Long ago, someone had slept there, someone ordinary, someone forgettable, someone whose name faded before their presence did. When the house changed owners, the room remained. It held furniture, the boxes, then nothing at all. Still, it was never empty. At night, the hallway outside the room felt slightly different, quieter, thicker, as if sound slowed down there. People passing by would lower their voices without realizing it. Children avoided the doorway. Adults avoided explaining why. Nothing ever happened in the room. No doors slammed, no shadows moved, no voice whispered. It was simply aware. One evening, a woman named Nora stayed in the house alone. She had lived there for years and knew that feeling well. It had never frightened her. It felt more like sharing space with someone who minded their own business. That night, Nora walked down the hallway with a cup of tea. As she passed the room, she felt the familiar presence. Not heavy, not threatening, just present. She stopped. For the first time, she stepped inside. The room smelled faintly of old wood and dust. The air was still and peaceful. Nora stood there quietly. She didn't feel watched. She felt acknowledged, like entering a room where someone had already noticed you but didn't feel the need to say anything. Nora set her cup down on the floor. She sat against the wall. Nothing changed. The room didn't react. And yet, something softened. Nora breathed slowly. She realized then that the presence wasn't curious. It wasn't waiting. It was simply remaining. As if the room itself had learned how to hold a shape long after the shape was gone. She stayed there for a while, then stood up and left. That night, she slept better than usual. From then on, the room felt different. Still occupied, still quiet, but warmer. Years passed, people came and went. The room remained. Sometimes someone would stand in the doorway and feel comfort instead of unease. Other times they would walk past quickly, unsure why their heart beat just a little faster. The room didn't mind either way. It asked for nothing. It did nothing. It simply stayed. And maybe that's why it never felt empty. Because some things don't live the way we expect them to. They don't linger loudly. They don't announce themselves. They just exist quietly, like a memory that refuses to fade completely. If you ever walk past a room like that, one that feels fuller than it should, one that seems aware without being alive, you don't need to be afraid. It isn't watching, it's just remembering. And when you turn off the lights and go to sleep, the room will remain still, silent, and never truly empty.